Hey y'all, we gotta fucking talk about it. We gotta talk about it. Let's talk about it. Are you a product of your environment? Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. I'm gonna start out by playing this because motherfucker who was privileged with a silver spoon in their mouth. You know what I'm saying? We have to be able to. We gotta just figure out like, are we a product or are we not? We gotta figure this out, y'all. But I do want to play this song because this shit right here, it makes a lot of sense to me. Some it might resonate with, some it not. Because my thing is, I somewhat feel like people who didn't have it as hard, they are more so downside when it comes to people who have had it hard and they want to be on. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, but let me go ahead and play this song because maybe it would kind of like shed light on a lot of shit. But some motherfuckers just don't get that, and it's no shade towards nothing, but do that because the way this shit is on this app and how this shit going on this app with everybody doing the shit that they doing on the app, it makes you wonder: are you a product of your environment or are you not? Let's talk about it. A different note, but I'm gonna do this last song, y'all, and I'm gonna leave y'all alone. And we're gonna get to the motherfucking topic because I wanna know: are we a fucking product of our environment? Roughly 37% of taxpayers qualify. It's one more that put me in. That put me in the mind of this shit, though. Hold on. Hold on. No, not that. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That's some freak elite shit. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. My bad. My bad. Hold up. Hold up. Okay, I'm sorry. We done with it, y'all. We gonna go on and get into it. We gonna get in motherfucking and get into it. We gotta talk about it. Are we a product of our fucking environment, man? What makes us a product of our fucking environment? You hear me? I wanna know. I'm most definitely finna get ready to drop this link. And y'all can hit the link, come up, get y'all 2 cents and shit like that. I thought this was a great topic to talk about tonight because a lot of these fugazi ass people on this app, do so much fuck shit. Like, is these motherfuckers raised with dogs? Cause that's what the fuck they act like on this app. It's like dogs, hoodlums, motherfuckers that ain't got no home motherfucking training, motherfuckers that don't see no wrong in the shit that they do on this motherfucking app. So does that make you a product of your environment because you an evil, sick bitch? Does that shit run like was that shit around when you grow up? Was that shit around you? Was it? Or you just grew up to be a fucking ain't shit, heartless motherfucker? Like, what is it? You grew up to have fucking sticky fingers, but you was in a good household. Motherfucker, you ain't never had to steal a thing in your life, but you got sticky fingers. You can't keep them motherfucking hands off people's shit. Does that make you a product of your environment? Motherfuckers going around here having 8 to 11 to 20 motherfucking kids just bam, 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 beating the pussy at the frame. Bam, 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 beating the pussy at the frame. Bam, bam. Come here, bitch. Let me boop, 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 boop. Got all these babies here and there, 18 goddamn different baby mamas. Does that make you a product of your environment? Was your papa, was your father a rolling motherfucking stone? What was it? I want to motherfucking know. I just be trying to like figure out some shit, man. Salute everybody in the motherfucking building. Make sure y'all hitting that motherfucking like button. Make sure y'all subscribing, and y'all free over here in the Kiwi Factory where we bust shit down like a motherfucking pan. And don't forget, if I ever need my shit, if I ever, while we here on live, need my motherfucking shit, make sure you hand me my motherfucking pistol. I don't give a fuck where it's at. In between the couches, on the table, in the safe. I don't give a fuck. But give me my motherfucking pistol when somebody come at this motherfucking door. And be quiet too. Be quiet. Yeah. Moving along. Salute everybody in the motherfucking building. I fuck with y'all. I know I be playing too much. I play too damn much. Let me drop the link. Let me drop the link. One Eye Willie, what's up with it? Bottoms up, baby. What's up with it, honey? How you doing? I feel this about somebody. No, it ain't. It's just a topic. No, no, no. I think it's just the liquor that's just kind of making me sound all emotional and shit, you know. I told y'all Kiwi was gonna go have a good time. And guess what? I ain't ready to end my motherfucking night, so I'm on here kicking it with y'all. Jamel, what's up with it, baby? What's up with it? Big Slump, how you doing? How you doing? One Eye Willie, you been missing in fucking action. What has your one-eyed monster been at? Been at, buddy? Where have you been? Let me drop the link. What makes us a product of our environment? I want to know. I really do. I need to know. I want to know. We've been bamboozled, led astray. We worry about the wrong things and don't appreciate the things that value. I agree. I totally agree with that. Hold on, my stream yard fucking up. I was just playing along. Okay, I got you bottoms up, baby. I miss you. I miss you. Okay, so I dropped the link. Do I need to drop down? Let me drop down the pin right quick because I don't think none of my mods can do it. So hold what you got. Pump your motherfucking brakes. Let me just hold just a minute. Let me go ahead and pin the link. I'm gonna be right back. Let me go on and play the intro right quick while I drop down. Don't go no motherfucking where. Don't go nowhere. I'll be right back because we need to talk about it. Okay, I'm back like I never motherfucking left. Hold up, wait a minute. Give me my motherfucking at the fucking door. Be quiet. Be quiet. Be quiet. Be quiet. Be quiet. We got somebody at the motherfucking door. Hand me my shit. One Eye Willie. Hand me my shit. Trey, is that you?
Damn, why you sound so angry tonight?
Okay, okay. Nah, I'm
What the
not
hell?
angry.
Know what? Do you know what I was doing today? I was at work
That's great.
making a
You was a
making a living.
yes, that's awesome. That's
You sound
phenomenal. That's what we
angry
all
like
should be doing.
you had a bad day. Somebody did something to you. What is
I,
wrong with you? What's all the animosity for?
I absolutely had a wonderful day. Very productive day.
Listen, we have to understand certain things. This is a very interesting topic. And you know what? I hit the panel because I wanted to shed some light when it comes to my opinion about the subject matter. Keep in mind also that I believe that you are a product of your environment. For the simple fact is this: when you come out your mama's stomach, you are a innocent child. Your mama and your daddy nowadays, daddies are not in the home with the child at all. One, they're either selling drugs, dead, or in prison, or they sleeping with someone else, or they're in a relationship with someone else. Right? That's what's
Mm-hmm.
going on. Look at the stats when it comes to what I'm talking about. I don't say anything without me backing it up by having secondary information to back up what I'm saying. Jail, selling drugs, are dead. And some of them might be gay, as far as I know, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you are a product of your environment. Look, you had to learn how to shake your booty in that video, right? I'm sure
But
you
I ain't
didn't get.
ever saying. What you mean? Come on, let's go. Let's
I
go.
mean,
Let's
I
fucking
mean,
go. Let's go.
take a look at that video you made. That was
Right.
inappropriate for a black mother with 3 children to be in a video performing like that. So you are a product of your environment.
You got me fucked up. You got
Allow
me
me to
fucked up. You want
land.
to know
Allow
why?
me to
No,
land.
I'm not gonna allow you right now. Not right now. Let me get my shit out because I think you done said way more than enough. right there. We gotta pump the brakes. We can't go too fast. We ain't gonna just zoom over what you just said. We can't just let you finish that shit without me giving my 2 cents. Can I get my 2 cents in?
I'm sure this is your panel, ma'am.
Okay, let me get my 2 cents in. You say due to the fact that I was bouncing that ass on my intro to my show make me a product of my environment, because you also said I should not be doing things like that with me having 3 children and I'm 33 years old, correct?
I mean, do you correct? Do you think that your
But what
children want
if
to
I
see?
say this? Hold
What's
on.
that? What's that?
If I say I never grew up with my mama bouncing her ass, I
You
never
had to
seen my
learn.
mama twerk a day in her life.
You had to learn that from somewhere, right?
It could be TV, but that's not gonna make it product of the environment, right?
So hold up. Don't your parents have the authority to control what you watch growing up as a young innocent child? But your
Not
parents,
necessarily.
whoever
Not
was in charge of
necessarily.
you, allow you to watch the devil music, devil TV shows. Because you know why? They felt like it was okay for you to watch those shows. You
No,
understand me?
not necessarily, because I watch things behind my mom's back. So does that make me a product because I chose to do? I knew right from wrong. I was taught right from wrong. I came from a decent family for the most part. So that makes me a product of my environment because I chose. Even though I knew and was taught right from wrong, that makes me a product of my environment because I chose to watch and learn. No, this is actually how I learned how to twerk. I actually was of being an adult, and I came on YouTube and typed in twerk tutorials. I learned how to twerk from YouTube. So how does that make me a product of my environment?
Ma'am, when I mentioned that to you, let me correct my previous statement. It plays a role in the fact that someone had to teach you how to shake your ass, and you felt like it was okay for a mother to be in a video shaking her booty. Now, don't get me wrong, you do look good.
But
You
who?
but hold up, there's other things that plays a very
Look.
vital role in a child's upbringing. You understand what I'm saying? There's other things. Let's keep in mind. Let's look at the family structure. Ask yourself
What
this.
does my family have to do
I'm
of
not
me
talking
being
about your
of age?
family. I'm not talking about your
No, because
family.
you jumping subjects. Let's stay on the fact that I'm twerking ass at 33 years old with 3 children, and that making me a product of my environment. Let's stay there. Let's not jump all over the place because you the
Ma'am,
one that
you
pointed this out. So let's stay
that
on
was
that. We
that
got to.
was that was very minute. It was you interpreted my statement to be something bigger than what it is.
No,
I
we
said
not making
I
it
said
bigger than
it
it.
played. You had to learn that from somewhere because
So where
you
did
just
you
don't
get that?
grow up. You're just not gonna go and grow up and start saying, you know what, I'm a mother with 3 children. I'm gonna make an intro video and I'm gonna shake my ass. You had to you
How you know I didn't choose to do that? Do we not know that we have public figures out here that shaking their ass and doing God knows what?
you know what?
And yet I wasn't raised around these motherfucking people, but that makes me a product of my environment. Come on, Trey. We gotta come on,
Listen,
man. Come
listen,
on.
listen. I think you stuck on one thing. You have to learn how to expand your horizon
No, we're not stuck on one
think
thing. We're
out
gonna go
and
to
think
all of
outside
the
the
other
box.
things, but you
You stuck
pointed
on
that
one
out.
thing. Listen,
You
you,
pointed that out, so we're gonna stay on that. That's what I want to
you
stay on because
ma'am,
you pointed that
ma'am,
out.
ma'am, you stuck on one thing. What I'm
No, it's
saying to you,
not about
what I
being
was
stuck.
trying to say to you, what I said to you earlier is that listen, sometimes in life we have to pick and choose what's right and what's wrong, right?
Exactly.
When you grow up and you become a mother and you taking care of children, we have to carry ourselves with dignity and pride, right? And so if someone does not carry themselves with dignity and pride, you know what? They had to learn that from somewhere.
So was you one of these people that was raised with a silver spoon in your mouth, if you don't mind me
Yeah,
asking?
don't make this about me. This is
Yeah,
about your
because I feel like yeah, this is most definitely about me. So I don't know why you trying to fast forward past the statement that you made about me being learned behavior of shaking my ass when never was raised in a household and seen my mama bending over and shaking shit. I never seen no aunts, aunties, any of that shit shaking ass. That's some
hold
shit
on,
that
man.
I decided to do upon myself of being an adult and knowing right from wrong. If anything, my mother taught me not to do shit like that. So how can you put that jacket on me of being a product of I had to learn that somewhere? Who like where are you getting that people learn literally everything from somewhere? No, that's not how that work. People grow up, people have a mind of their own, regardless. Like shit. I was taught a certain type of way of how to fold my clothes. Do I still carry that same structure of doing laundry now that I'm adult with my a family of my own? Fuck no. So I'm just trying to see like where are you getting people being a product of of their environment by their actions? Because it's people out here who has okay, let's bring up T.I. son, King. He's running around here acting like he's the number one thug in the nation. He said that he was raised in a house that had roaches and shit. When we seen this little pink motherfucker on the T.I. and Tiny show every week, living in a big ass mansion, but yet he want to be a thug because he was raised in the hood, supposedly. How does that make him a product of an environment when his mom and dad provided a safe,
That's a
wealthy,
bad that's a bad example for the simple fact that NTI went to prison for trafficking guns. The NTI get into fights with other people. Just
right?
because they just because they on TV doesn't mean that he was raised in a good environment. You
But what
totally
make where is he getting? I'm almost certain his family didn't his people didn't display guns to him, having guns in his face as a little dude. You know what I'm saying? So
but
I'm trying to figure out where that make him
but
a product of his environment because his dad
his
decided
father
to
went
do.
to prison for drug trafficking. He
And that's
Ti has been
fine.
in.
Who's to say his mom didn't keep that a secret? Whatever the daddy is doing, Trey, what makes you think that they not keeping that shit a secret from their kids? Cause this shit that I do right now to this day that my kids ain't gonna know shit about.
Man, Ti is a public figure, man. It's on the internet. We live in a time right now where everything is on the internet. Whatever you do is going to end up on the internet, man.
Regardless, you don't know their household. How about they limited their kids from the internet? So again, how does that make him a product of his environment if his family is doing all the right things to
Ti
protect
family
him?
has not done. That's incorrect.
You
Ti
don't
has
know
always
that.
been in trouble with the law,
He may have been, but you don't know what they kept away from their kids. You
man.
don't
Man,
know what extreme measures they kept to keep outside of their kids from noticing. You don't know what these
man. You got
celebrities
to
are
come
doing
with
with
that
their
makes.
children.
You have to come with something that makes more sense. Doesn't make any
That
sense.
makes total sense.
It doesn't, because Ti is a convicted felon. Man, he went to
Regardless,
prison.
his kids wasn't even old enough to know him being what the fuck a convicted felon was.
You know what, man? We're not going in. We're not getting anywhere. So you know what?
Seriously, though.
I'm
Seriously.
about to drop down because I hear
Go
what you're
ahead.
saying.
Go
You
ahead.
got me. You got me messed up.
Nah. No. You can go ahead, Kiwi. That gun charge he called as a felon. You can't hide that out. Correct. But you don't know them being young children. How can they understand or be able to process what kind of charge and what was this and that if they're children and don't understand nothing of the law? They're
T.I.
children.
was gone for 2 years. He wasn't
You
around
don't know
his.
what you don't know what
Okay. Okay.
okay, so when I broke up, I'm gonna let y'all get in my little business just a little bit. I ain't gonna give y'all too much. So, my oldest son, when me and his dad broke up and shit like that, he basically was not in his child's life, right? And to this child, like literally recently type shit, and he paid child support. And with that being said, my son grew up and eventually wanted to know um why I can't have coffee with dad, at the school type shit. Where is my dad? Why my dad ain't at the football games? Like he eventually got to that shit. And cause he was a very smart kid, right? So he young. So I raised him, and I'm one of them black wannabe white ass mamas that taught him about Santa, the Tooth Fairy, and all that shit. So for a very long time, into a, a, a fucking hoodlum at school decided to tell my son some shit that went against what I was teaching him, right? So I always told him, "Oh, your dad lives in the North Pole and he sends money and he'll be around soon. And I always provided, gave my son his share of his money because it's literally for him. And a kid, oh, it ain't no such thing as Santa. Mom, if it ain't no such thing as Santa, why, that mean it ain't no such thing as the North Pole type shit. You know what I'm saying? So I'm hoping they get somewhere to you. You get what I'm saying? I was able to keep that away from him for a very, very, very long time. So with T.I. and them kids, they're being celebrities and all of the above. What makes you think they wasn't able to keep shit away from their kids?
Read Six Dub's comment because it came up several times as they grew up, and his music will ever be around.
So again, does that Six
You
Dub,
must
you
not be
making
a
that
T.I.
comment, but does that make you a product of whatever your parents do? Because this motherfuckers that been in the most horrible situations and has grown up to to be extremely successful, to be the complete opposite. Like I'm on this bitch hooping and hollering, cussing, talking all kind of ways, bouncing my ass and all of this and all of that, but I got an older brother who talks like a complete white man. Complete. So we was raised the same. We was raised the exact same parents, same everything. So why is they're able to live and conduct themselves the way they do, but I choose to do different. I choose to talk like this. I choose to bounce my ass. I choose to do this because I was taught right from wrong. Is it making sense?
No, you're not making sense.
I don't know why.
You brought up T.I., right? T.I. is a public figure. He makes music. He's been an artist for many years. His music is going to be around for a long time. You don't think his children grew up listening to his music? His son is a rapper right now, doing
I'm
well for
saying they
himself.
don't. That's a good point. That's a good point. That's a good
Right?
point. But look what Six Dub saying. No, because as I became an adult, you gonna do what you want, even though you taught right from wrong. Exactly. That's all I'm trying to say. That don't make you a product because, you know, and like I said, I feel like it's the uppity
So
motherfuckers
why the
that try
prison
to look.
systems? Why is the prison systems packed with African Americans right now, Kiwi? Why are they
One
killing
Eye Willie,
people?
slow down, slow down.
Why are they killing? Why black on black crime is so high in Chicago, Kiwi? Why, if you go to Atlanta, why
Hold
people in
on.
Atlanta?
Let me get the pistol.
Come
We
on,
ain't gonna ask you to get a pistol because we know somebody hand me the pistol. I need the motherfucking pistol. Let me get the pistol. Let me get Tiara. Hand me my shit, Tiara. Hand me my shit. Is that you, Six Dub?
You don't need no pistol when you see me.
Okay.
You might get shot, goddamn it.
Right.
But
How you doing
oh
tonight, Six Dub?
man, I'm doing. I can't complain. Shit, at work, so that's always good.
Exactly, Audio. That was not their environment.
No, you are absolutely right. They wasn't raised in that hood environment and shit. But at the same time, though, you know what I mean. We don't know. You know what I'm saying? Exactly how they was raised, because he probably was teaching them niggas in there. Hey, behind the scenes, and when them cameras off, man, yeah, you can't be no punk out here. Whoop de whoop, da 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 da
Right.
da, and all that other. You know what I mean?
Right, but if we go out what is
And
displayed to the world, what we see from the world, from the public's eye, whatever they decide to put out, what we see is them parents, T.I. and Tiny, teaching their children right from wrong, trying to show them the better way in life, not doing none of the crazy stuff. That's what we see. We don't know what's going on behind the scenes. You right, Six the
no
but from
doubt,
what
and
we
you
see, mm-hmm.
no, go ahead.
No, I was just saying, but from what we see parents who has became very successful and who has been put in positions where they children didn't have to grow up in their kind of environments and things like that. They even T.I. even went as far as taking his children's back to his hood where he from so they could see how blessed they are to be more appreciative because they became very spoiled brats and things like that. So
Already now, and now that you say that, yeah, he took them back. But guess what though? They visited quite frequently because they had a grandmama that still lived in the hood also.
mhm.
So think about that too though, you feel me?
Mhm.
Think about that too, you know what I'm saying? Because I mean, because maybe a point in time in your life, either growing up, you know what I'm saying? Because you either left the hood and went to grandmama and them house, or you left the suburbs and went to the hood and went to granny house. And whichever one it was, just that's you when you got to granny house, you out there big kicking it with the homies. With whatever little friends you made in the neighborhood, whether it's the suburbs or in the hood. That's what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? So if
Right.
Buddy in the hood, he probably was running around bullshit, not getting in trouble. But as adults, we can't even look at how they was brought up no more. We gotta watch them niggas because now they grown. You know what I'm saying? We can't put shit on their parents. We put all that shit on them now.
Right.
For the simple fact, like the example you gave, yeah. And I mean, I saw it coming. I saw it myself, man, coming up, going to church. You know what I'm saying? The pastor got 3 kids. You know what I'm saying? 2 girls and a boy. Hell, and they all had some fucked up issues. You know what I'm saying? They was all fucked up in different ways. You know what I'm saying? Like one of the motherfuckers I see one of them hanging out in the hood and shit. Bitch, you ain't never lived the hood your day of your life. What the fuck is you doing over here at the hood store in my neighborhood, nigga? I asked that nigga, I saw his ass, I said, nigga, what the fuck you doing in my hood, nigga? You ain't from over here. You know, say you get your ass back on home type shit. So yeah, once you get grown, you know what I'm saying, you on your own. All that with my mom and daddy, that shit out the window, cause you grown now. You make your own choices.
Yeah, that's how I look at it. I just find it like crazy when people say you become a product of your environment. Like when you literally doing things that you know is a reflection of your environment, then yeah, like seeing people slanging dope, seeing people shaking ass, seeing people hooping and hollering and cussing, then I think you can like use it then. But for any action of an individual, it shouldn't always be labeled or being judged as a product of an environment. Like I take this shit like a person looking down on you type shit. I don't know.
No, I
You are.
feel you, but sometimes it is. And I mean,
Thank you.
in that situation though, you got to look at it. You know what I'm saying? It's only one wild one out the bunch. You feel me?
Cause like
It's on.
Trigger, so I don't think you was here. Was you here when I first started?
I don't know. You playing some music, so I had burnt out. I probably wasn't.
Okay, so when I first laid Trey up or whatever, he came up and he said that basically I'm a product of my environment because of my intro of me shaking ass, and that I'm a 33-year-old woman with 3 children, and by me shaking ass I shouldn't be doing it, and it's basically an example of being a product of my environment.
Here you go. Like, here you go.
That's what you said. Am I lying?
She added extra things to that, but
What
hey,
I add extra?
ma'am, you have to listen. So being see, listening skills is very vital when it comes
Right.
to
So correct
today's
me, because I'm
society,
trying to
right?
find out where I'm wrong at.
I said you had to learn. It's called learned behavior. You know what learned behavior is, 6 Dub?
Yeah, when you pick up something from somebody.
All right,
When you pick up on what
exactly.
you see.
Learn
Do you do you
behavior, a
do
product of
you
an
agree with that?
environment, same difference. Okay.
So what I was trying to say to you is that look at everything as a whole. Look at the black community, right? Black community, a lot of black young children are they either in prison, dead, or they having multiple kids and so forth, right? What I was trying to convey to you is this: your parents play a very vital role in your upbringing. They teach you how to do certain things. They teach you how to wash. They tell you to go to school. They tell you what time to go to bed and so forth. They try to teach you some type of responsibility, right? So now, if you grew up in a messed up household, screwed up household, some of those things you're gonna basically pick up and take that into your adult life and emulate certain things that you learn and what you picked up growing up with your parents. You understand what I'm saying? So what that's called learned behavior. Now you do have a will to make your own decision, but most likely, if you don't have no stability, for example, right, you have to be able to have a stable environment and for you to be able to go to school and get your education. If you don't have that stable environment, how can you go to school to get your education? If you coming home, you don't have no food to eat, you don't have no clothes, your
I
parents don't.
object.
Go ahead.
I object. It's plenty of people who have been in extremely horrible conditions of growing up and has grown up to be phenomenal people. So that's not.
What is it? What is the percentage, Kiwi?
It may not be extremely big. You're right. It may not, but that was their power. That was their willpower. That was what they was willing to do to get themselves out of that situation, to not become. They looked at their environment and said they didn't want to be like that. That was their choice.
You probably talk
Yeah,
about 5%, Kiwi.
Regardless,
I mean,
5% or not.
I think it might be higher than 5% because in all actuality we don't get everybody's story. You know what I'm saying? The only story that we get is the ones who be doing the dumb shit. And even
But
then that's how because that's how when they start doing all that dumb shit, that's when we find out, nigga, you are not about that life. Or we either find out, damn, that motherfucker really is about that life. You know what I'm saying? Like John Morant,
let's
for
go,
instance.
Otto.
Like
Oh,
John Morant, for
exactly. Great
instance.
idea. Yep. Great. Go
You
ahead.
know what I'm saying? That motherfucker wasn't about that life, but he out
Who?
here portraying he about that life. John Morant. The
And this is an
basketball nigga.
NBA player, Rich, and he's on live showing people pulling out guns. Got into a fight with a young kid on a basketball court, and he's a rich NBA superstar, product of his environment.
No, he not. No, that was no. He wanted to be part of that environment. He wasn't part of that environment. That ain't what he came from. He didn't come from the streets. You feel me? That's what he chose to do. He chose that shit. But
Exactly.
if we talking about the T.I. situation, man, I really feel a lot of this shit, like, cause I mean, if you go back, if anybody know about T.I., you know what I'm saying? You go back to the very first album, you know what I'm saying?
He
You
grew
go
up in the
back to
hood.
the very first album, you feel me? It just lets you know, you know what I'm saying? This some shit that he had to do. He wasn't trying to do it, but he had to do it, you know what I'm saying? Because that was the only way to get the fuck out. And sometimes, man, some of this shit is really just in you, you know what I mean? And maybe Buddy picked up a little bit of that from his daddy, you know what I'm saying? Because it's just in him. But
Tierra
he
said
don't,
it was just dumb.
it just don't
Thank
fit
you.
him though.
Thank
You
you,
know what I
Six.
mean?
Thank you, Six
It,
W. You
it,
proved
it,
my
it
case.
might just be in the boy, but he ain't, you know what I'm saying? He ain't got that, he ain't made for this shit though. If that makes sense. Now what you would say, what Tierra said, what?
No, she was saying that was just dumb. I guess Ti's we have.
On the young, you
Yeah.
talking about the boy?
But again, she said choice. Choices. It's like
Yeah,
choices. This is what you're choosing to do. Not that you are growing up and seeing this shit and this is just instilled in you. No, because most people are raised to know right from wrong. I
yeah,
mean, it is parents out here that teach fuck shit. Don't get me wrong. It's some fucked up individuals out here. But the percentage of that is very, very low. But the percentage of
I
parents
disagree with
teaching
you,
their
Q.
children right from wrong, that's more higher than a parent teaching their children wrong. Like I mean, you're gonna find ain't shit ass parents that's gonna smoke weed with their kids and drink with their kids and party with them and all that kind of shit. Yeah, we not, but that's not gonna outweigh the good parents who are teaching their kids right and wrong. Don't nobody want to bring no child in the world just to fuck and corrupt their mind. That's not normal. It's
no, it's
motherfuckers that's
not.
birthing children that does have that type of mentality of just fucking up their children. Yeah. But for the most part, most parents are teaching their children right from wrong. So when they grow up to be doing shit they don't have no business doing, that does not necessarily make it a product of the environment.
Yeah, no,
You
they
are a
don't.
product of the man. If you look at the criminal justice system, what's going on there right now? There's a lot of kids under the age of 16 sitting in jail, about to be prosecuted as a freaking adult because they went out there and committed a crime that they can't take back. If you talk to them, they're gonna tell you, "Hey, my daddy wasn't at home with me. My mama had to teach me how to be a man. My mama worked 16 hours a day trying to make a living. The lights got cut off, no food in the house. That's what's going on, Kiwi.
And you also
I
don't have the kids that's in there that had a silver spoon in their mouth and didn't want for a motherfucking thing and had outstanding parents that chose to do some shit they ain't have no business doing.
Yeah,
at the end
that's
of
true.
the day, at the end of the day, you're just speculating right now, Kiwi. You're
That's
purely
not speculation.
No,
speculation.
That's true.
it's just really and
You're,
truly, man.
no, you're speculating right now, Kiwi.
That's facts. What about the
How's
motherfuckers
It
that
who
just
out
fact?
come.
Where
here
you
shooting
getting
up
your
these
information
schools and
from?
shit? What
Where you
about the
getting your
motherfuckers
information
going to go
from?
shoot up these schools and shit? Them motherfuckers not a lot of them are have great backgrounds, great parents and shit. It came from some shit. And they chose to go do some shit like that. What person you know that's walking on this earth that taught they kid was living around, going in schools and shooting up schools and shit? What person is raised like that to be taught to
Listen,
go to school and shoot that bitch up? I feel like you being selective with who you throwing the jackets on when it
I am
comes
not
to.
being selective. I'm looking at the pure
Let me
fact
get my
data, and
picture.
I'm not being selective, man.
I think you are because I feel like you need to
You
be out
entitled to
here
your own
family.
opinion. You entitled to your own opinion. Get $6. So get Big Slump up here. Big
Because
Slump
why
comes
you
from
ain't throwing them jackets on the white children? You feel
Big
me? It's
Slump,
like you just
ma'am, ma'am, ma'am,
targeting.
ma'am. I have data to back up what I'm saying.
Hey,
I
is
look
that
at I look at these kids every single day.
hey Tiara, is that you?
Yes, it is, girl. It's me.
Oh, I
Hey,
gotta go. I gotta go. Bye. I'm leaving
why you leaving?
because Tiara's up here.
What's
Don't
she doing to
run.
you?
She coming up here to support you.
Let her support. She's entitled to her opinion. Let's go,
Why
Tiara.
you running away? And listen, I'm gonna just give a quick 2 cents, and he can resume back to what he's saying because, first of all, the word of the day is free will. Okay, everyone has the permission in this life to do whatever it is that you're going to set out to do. That has nothing to do with environment. That has everything to do with the intention of what you set for your journey. Now, in my family, we have gangbangers, we got hustlers, but we also got lawyers and we got doctors. Okay. Once
Mm-hmm.
you hit a certain age, you are responsible for the directions in which you choose to take. So, for example, if you grew up around people who utilized illegal substances, if you know watching people you cared about using those substances and seeing how it's destroyed and tore apart the family, you know what I'm saying? When you are of a conscious mind, you can make the decision as to whether or not you want to go down that same path. Now, we also have things that people do that we consider to be coping mechanisms, trying to run away from the reality of the things that they face and they don't have any other recourse. Now, I get it. There are some instances where people are what we were discussing today in regards to being products of their environment. That at some point there is a window of opportunity that can and will be presented, but it's up to you to either locate that opportunity or to want better for yourself. So we can't always say that it's because a man or a woman grew up in a certain environment is the reason why their life turns out a certain way or they make certain choices and decisions. Because if we want to talk about environment, it's not just about what you're around physically. You can even talk about your mental environment, the things that you allow yourself to see visually, what you may watch. But ultimately, you have a choice. You have free will. So we can't even say, even in regards to what you said about the criminal justice system, we're not going to sit up here and pretend that everyone they lock up is guilty. They may tell you that, they may express that through action and how these court cases play out, but there are plenty of people that were products of certain environments. And I have advocated for these same Black men who were innocent of the crimes that they were accused of committing. I don't know if you've ever heard the story of Terrence Richardson and Ferone Claiborne from Waverly, Virginia. And these are two Black men that were found not guilty for unaliving a cop, but they are still serving a life sentence. Okay. And that had nothing to do with their environment. That had everything to do with a crooked judge who did not want to do their due diligence to review evidence, witness statements, and even the family requesting another trial for these two Black men. So I refuse to, in any way, shape, or form, simply cater to the narrative that because of being a product of certain environments leads to why people's lives turn out a certain way. In some cases it's injustice. In some cases, it's decisions. And in many cases, it's all about realizing what options are available, especially to that of young Black men, because they don't always have the proper opportunities afforded to them and they have to make their own way. So
Let's
I will
go.
respectfully agree to disagree with you this
Let's
evening,
go.
morning, afternoon, whatever time it is where you are. Okay.
Hey, let's go.
I'm going to jump down.
Hold
Hold
on,
on, hold
hold
on,
on,
hold
hold
on,
on.
hold on,
Before you
Sierra.
go, oh
Hold
my
on, Sierra.
God. Hold on, Trey. Hold on. Listen to me. Ma'am, are you a news lady? Oh my God, I love your voice. God damn. You
Right.
got that you got that news lady voice going on. Boy, listen here,
Let's
Tierra.
go,
Oh my
Tiara.
God,
She
you
just
better
came
stop
up
it.
here and bust that shit down like a pound, did she?
Yeah, she did. I mean, it's the truth though. It's based on your choices, man. Because like I say, man, once you walk out that door, it's not on mama and daddy no more. You feel me? Once
Well,
you walk out that door and you on your own, it ain't on your mom and daddy no more.
So
Tiara, I
6
have a.
Dub.
You can go.
So Tiara, I have a question for you, right?
Mhm.
You
You
from
always
where
have
I'm
a
from?
question.
You
Mhm.
from where I'm from, right? So, all right. So for example, um, you're not, daddy's not at home. Mommy is at work, working 16 hours a day, trying to put food on the table, take care of the household, and so forth, right? Then, what if the lights get cut off? You don't have no food. You don't have no clean clothes to go to school, and then you're forced to miss school because you know why? You're not in a stable position to continue to get your education. So when you become of age, you could get a career and help support yourself, right? What if you grew up in a household where mommy and daddy's on drugs and it's just you by yourself? Now here's the thing: when they decided to have sex, to give and your mother give birth to you to a child, there's a thing called responsibility, right? You're responsible for that child until that child turn a certain age, and then the child could go out there and basically live their own life. I'm from Brooklyn. I seen what people I laid eyes on what people did to make a living, sold drugs, rob and steal. Because you know what? They had no choice. Because you know what? No food in the house. Mom and daddy was on. Daddy wasn't probably in jail. Daddy was not inside the house. And guess what?
Can I get
They
a
went.
second?
Go ahead. Hmm.
You just said, what did you just say though? You just said it. Choice. They had no other choice but to go out there and make sure, you know what I'm saying, that they was good, that they survived. You feel me?
But that's true. But let's go back to the parents. The parents have an obligation to
I,
be there for their children and not put them in a predicament where they had to go out there and sell drugs.
I
And
understand that, but that's stuff. Some of that stuff, that's some stuff we can't change. You feel me? We can't control none of that. You know what I mean? Because I mean, like, trust me, I understand everything you're saying, but it seemed like to be honest with you, Trey, it seemed like you're trying to move that goalpost to prove what you're
I,
saying is accurate. And I'm not
I don't
disagreeing
need to
with
prove
you.
anything.
I'm
I
not.
don't need
I'm
to
not.
prove
I'm not.
6 Dub. I
Go
don't
ahead.
need to move the goalposts at all because you know why? I know what I know, and I'm not um on this panel to try to prove anything. It is what it is because I know what I know, and I know this. I have facts, data, and I have primary data to support what I'm saying. Look
That's
up the
the
criminal
problem,
justice system.
though.
But here's the
But
thing. We
that
can't
data don't.
generalize everything by numbers. We can't do that.
Right, and by
Yeah.
the
We
book,
can't
like
do
he
that.
giving like everything is by the book.
All right,
Like
I'm not going to sit here and go back and forth with Pete. Tara, I know you're a
Nah.
very intellectual person, and I understand. Yes, you do have a choice. It's called free will. I learned that in college. Free will, very important, right? But here's the thing: you have free will, but when that individual was a child growing up, their parents didn't put them in a position so they can win. So they will go out there and make the wrong choice, and that's where they get themselves caught up. Why do people curse at other people? Parents should teach their children not to curse at other people, right? Why do people
I
say
mean,
fuck you when they get mad? There's a thing called respect. You gotta give respect to get respect, right?
right.
understood. But hey, okay,
Okay.
so check this out. It's like it's four of us up here right now, and I'm pretty sure all four of us. I mean, I know for a fact we all have experienced life through a different lens. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
So it's not, you know what I'm saying. Everybody ain't gonna see everything the same, man.
I understand that.
It's just because the way people came into some stuff. You know what I'm saying? Everybody came into life dealing with different shit.
I understand that, 6 Dub. I agree with you 100%. I understand that.
So I have a question. I got to point them. I got a question for okay. Okay, we all on this app and it's a whole bunch of shit going on this app. What do you call that then, Trey?
Go ahead, Tara, and take the lead
I
on
asked
this one.
you.
You have to be more precise. I don't understand what you're trying to articulate.
Like
Yeah, you gotta. Yeah, I was about to say that. You
like
gotta elaborate a little more.
we all are being like. I can't speak for Tiara because Tiara, I've never seen her in bullshit ass chats. Okay, but for you two fellas, I have. And I have been in there too. You know, I have been in it. So with us engaging into the negativity that goes on the app, what is that a product?
Man, that's totally irrelevant to the subject matter.
I'm
We
just asking
stay on
because you're
course,
saying
man.
whatever we seeing and hearing that's causing
Okay.
people to
That's irrelevant to the subject matter. And Joanna
absolutely not. How you gonna say that's
Joanna made a
irrelevant?
very interesting comment. Can you pull up her comment, please? Joanna said something very interesting. Joanna said, "This is how I'm interpreting her comment. She grew up in the hood, right?
What
She grew
comment?
up. She said she mentioned that my husband and I chose to live. What? Pull up that comment right. Away
I
we
agree,
was born.
Audio. You had a good point right there. He said your environment will shape your choices. I can agree with that.
Joanna said she
At
decided to,
times,
yeah, that's because she decided to move her children away from her neighborhood because she
Exactly. She made a
wanted.
choice.
Yeah, she made a choice, but
Egypt, nobody.
Joanna took the responsibility to move her kids out of the hood to a better neighborhood so she could give her children the opportunity to become productive members of society.
And
There
that's
you go.
cool. Ain't nothing wrong with that. But guess what? Ain't nothing wrong with that at all. But guess what though, Trey? It's a lot of people who came out the hood that did it right, that didn't go the wrong way, and that's still successful and all of that good
I
shit.
agree, Six Up. I agree.
And
Right.
with you.
probably ain't never left the hood. You feel me? Probably still in the hood in a nice ass house, chilling. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
you see what happened to Young Dolph, right?
That's
He left
that's
the
a
hood.
different situation though. You feel me? That's a different situation because that motherfucker been in the streets all his life.
Product
Money
of his
money ain't
environment.
gonna, you know what I'm saying? Money not gonna protect you unless you pay for it. If you buy security and
Hold on.
shit, that's about it.
Wasn't
And
Young
That
Dolph
money
a
ain't gonna make
product of
you
his
untouchable.
environment? Tira, wasn't Young Dolph a product of his freaking environment? Wasn't
Okay.
Mo 3 a product of his environment?
But let's also be clear, so were the people that pulled the trigger, and that was very much hate and jealousy based versus being a product of an environment. That was something that was triggered by jealousy, which is
I
what
agree
Product,
with
often
you.
and
happens
then
to
product.
Black men when they make it to a certain level. Now, this is why, me personally, I say when you get to a certain level, don't go back there because
Thank
ain't
you.
nothing sweet unless you have security. But that still doesn't mean that there isn't a level of responsibility based off of what? Choices. They didn't have to get up that morning and unalive those Black men. They got up
At
and with an
all.
agenda and planned what they were going to do. And this, again, was based from jealousy, not so much environmental way of being, but more so of a mindset. That's why we have to learn to separate the two, to be
I
completely
agree.
honest.
I
So
got a
I have
question, Trey.
So I
Let me
do
ask you
too.
this question real quick.
yes, sir.
Because you brung up seeing that you brung up Dolph, you brung up 3, and both of them cats was assassinated, right? And you said that was being a product of their environment. So Martin Luther King and JFK, was them boys a product of their environment because they was assassinated?
Hello.
Martin Luther King was a
Agenda.
philanderer. Keep that in mind. Martin Luther King was a philanderer. Yes, he did some great things when he was alive, but he also backslid and did things that was detrimental to the movement. You didn't know that. Malcolm X,
I mean, I listen. I'm not.
the
I mean,
Nation
I
of
don't.
Islam.
You know, I'm not saying. I'm just asking because these cats they was assassinated as well. you know, doing they was doing their thing, and they both was assassinated. You know what I'm saying? The motherfucker was president and got his top pop.
Look,
So I have a
you talk
little,
about
I have something. So when he brought, who brought up Mo3?
I did.
Trey.
Okay, so Mo3 was raised up in a church house.
He was in the streets, Kiwi. Come on now.
I
But he was
brought up
raised in the church.
too. But he was
raised in the
That's why
church.
he sings the way he does.
So I
Yes,
guess
but
I'm getting it misunderstood when I guess I'm misunderstanding the definition of the product of the environment, because I'm thinking like what you is, you know, how you upbringing type shit versus I guess your surroundings on a
So
daily basis.
can I say this right here, and maybe this right here, you know what I'm saying, alleviate all the bullshit, because
Mhm.
you know what I'm saying, product of environment and black on black crime only fall under what? Black people. So that shit don't exist to me. You feel me? Because that shit is just something that's been put out there to make us look like some goddamn fools and make everybody scared of us. You know what I'm saying? You don't see these motherfuckers calling white people a product of their environment when they go out here and do some stupid shit. But you know what I'm saying? They'd be quick to say that the black man failed to the environment. You know what I'm saying? He's a product of the environment, just another statistic type shit, when that's not really the case. You know what I mean? I don't take to none of that shit. You know what I'm saying? Because it's all about the choices you make at the end of the day.
Now here's the thing, right? I agree with you. I respect your First Amendment rights because you are a freaking American. But here's the thing also, right? You got to look at the facts. And what people are neglecting to recognize that you are a product of the environment, either in a bad way or in a good way, period. Right? Because here's the thing, we learn from our parents, we learn from our dad, we learn from our mothers, we learn from their cousins, uncles, and so forth. Right? If we're not being taught the right way, guess what's going to happen? We're going to go out there and do wrong. If we're not in a position to be successful, it starts from the beginning. Go to school, get your education, be respectful, go get yourself a good job. If that wasn't instilled in us from the beginning, guess what? We're gonna turn to other things, to streets, and do things against our free will. That's gonna put us in a situation where it's not gonna be good. I agree with everyone. I agree with Tiara. Yes, free will. I agree with you.
Okay,
Yes, I agree.
wait a minute,
I think we
y'all.
all agreeing. I think we all on the same page. We just saying shit a little bit different because, man, I mean, it all still go back
I
to,
don't
man,
think
hey,
we on
dude,
the same page.
it can. I mean, dude, you can come from the house where your mama told you got your ass whooped. No, yes sir, no. I think the ones. Okay,
Let
so
me get the
and this
picture,
is
y'all.
from what I've seen. Oh,
Salute, Kiwi. This me, Big Fresh.
Hey, how you doing?
We have a strong black man on the panel. How you doing, Big
Hey,
Pressure?
I have
Big
pressure.
something.
Pressure,
What's
Wait,
come
happening,
break it
pressure?
down.
before y'all get started, let me ask this question to John, because I didn't understand what he meant by this. It says God don't like ugly. Why you think every Martin Luther King Boulevard is on a shithole? God don't like ugly. Can you please explain it?
I
Yeah,
know
he ain't
exactly what
lying.
He
he
ain't
ain't
Every
lying.
lying,
Martin
but I
Luther,
want to know why he
every Martin
meaning
Luther
God
King
not
is in the
ugly.
hood.
But why is he meaning God don't like ugly though? That's the part I want to understand.
Because Buddy did some fucked up shit. He wasn't 100% with what he was doing. He was, you know what I'm saying? What he was doing wasn't 100% right.
He was a
But but
philanderer.
but now in these times,
Facts, D
we
Shep.
understand
Facts.
now now that we in these times and we understand how things work. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes I'm looking at it like, man, look, man, they always have tried to take down our leaders. Every leader, they have put a scandal on them. They have put a stain on them. They have done this. So, I do think that some of them leaders was not meant to lead. So, but I when it come down to like Martin Luther King, nah, man, nah, it's certain people that they want to stop a message. They don't want you to think a certain type of way.
Hmm.
True story, because Buddy was good until he started telling the truth. Once he said so, once he realized he fucked up, you got to go, buddy.
So, big
Yeah,
question: do you agree with my assessment? You are a product of your environment, either in a negative way or in a good way.
yeah, exactly. And
And
I
that's
don't think you and I don't think you can tell nobody nothing no more other than your kids, all right? Other than your kids, your nieces, your nephews, the people that love you, you can't tell nobody else nothing. People
Hmm.
got their own mind made up. They didn't they done went through life their way. So you can't come in there and tell them the way they went through life ain't right. So yeah,
exactly.
we can quit trying that, bro. Like
Hmm.
let's keep it real now. Let's keep it real. A lot of times, I'm gonna put it this way: it's a 60-40 rule. 60% of things that happen to you is if it's 60-40, you got to deal with it. But if it's things that happen to you that is sort of bad, more bad than good, then you have every day you wake up, you got the opportunity to change that, right?
Yep.
Right.
You know what
Choices.
I mean? So at the end of the day, if God giving you the opportunity to wake up every day, you got a chance to change whatever you don't like about that shit. So
Choices.
I don't. I hold people accountable.
Exactly.
I
Choices.
hold
Exactly.
I hold
Choices.
people
Choices.
accountable now.
So I
See.
have a question. So
Big fact.
first I want to ask Tierra. So if
Hmm.
you were in would you be offended if someone say because the way you talk that makes you a product of your environment? Would that offend you?
No, because the thing is, it depends on where you catch me. You see, if I'm sitting at a board meeting and we're discussing numbers and trying to sign contracts, I'm not going to go in there like, yo, what's popping? But if you're
Thank
coming
you.
at me crazy in the street, I have no choice but to throw Miss Tiara Latrice out the window. Miss Black has to come out. But see, ultimately, it's all because of the level of education I have in both the streets and in books. Now, my
Okay.
environment is very much, I grew up in the hood. Okay. Shout out to Flush and Queen. Shout out to Brooklyn. But ultimately, when it came down to cracking down in the books and getting my education and me being able to have a quote unquote proper conversation, I can put the hood version of self to the side for a second to establish some
Oh,
understanding people know I'm not playing
thank
around.
you.
Okay, so you being yourself on
Thank
a
you.
regular day,
Hmm.
you being yourself, let's just say um you just being yourself in your regular environment, right? And they say they point that out of you being a product for whatever action or whatever you're not gonna be offended.
Absolutely not, because end of the day, the only person that can speak to who I am as a person when I hit the head pillow at night is me. You understand what
Right,
I'm saying? Like, no one can define who I am, not only as a Black woman, but as a mother, as an entrepreneur, as a person that does even the
Mm.
spiritual work that I do. And again, if we're going to double back to the whole product of the environment thing, I didn't grow up in a quote unquote spiritually based household. I grew up in a Christian household. And I have family
Same
members
here.
who have Muslim roots. But I went a different direction while still upholding the higher power that I
Same
choose
here.
to believe in. But that doesn't mean that I was subject to be a specific way because of the household or the neighborhood I grew up in. I grew up
right,
in a two-parent household for 16 years until my daddy left. Okay.
right,
I didn't finish college. I went to college for medical school, but I did what? I made a choice. When I became a
right,
mother at 19, I made a choice. I had to
right,
sit down and weigh out my options. So it's ultimately about what it is you're going to put forth for yourself. It's not to say that everything's going to work out the right way. There are many people who go to college and get bachelor's degrees and doctorates. That doesn't mean they're going to get a job in the field of study they went to school for.
That's
Right.
correct.
There's
Yep.
many people that don't do that. And then we're going to double back to the conversation in regards to statistics. Let's be very honest here, okay? Because we're not going to dance around that one. We're not going to act as if many of these numbers have been padded to ensure that especially African American people have the least advantages when it comes to opportunity. When it comes to opportunities, rights, and perception. They will tell you in the media about how Black people misuse government funds, when in fact, if you really look at the true statistics, you'll find that it's mostly those of the Caucasian persuasion who are on the government funds. So we can't ice skate around the fact that there are many things that are made to look a certain way based off without establishing the clarity in the disclaimer that some of this information just might not be right. And I yield the floor to you.
Is that
Here.
you, Big Slump? Just a minute, y'all. Big Slump.
Yes, me. Yes, me.
Oh,
Carry on. Go ahead.
but before y'all get started, I guess I just asked that because by by the comment that Trey made about me shaking my ass in my intro of that being a product of my environment, I did kind of like, I mean, I'm not bent up like that because I'm not sensitive like that, but it is a bit offensive in a way because
That
it's like he threw the jacket, like, put the jacket on me. Oh, it's
You
like
just
kind of like a
contradicted
shot
Yeah.
yourself,
at.
man.
It's
but
like
that's
a
just
shot
part.
at.
Oh, go ahead. My bad. My
No,
bad.
I was saying that I took it like it's just a shot at my upbringing. You know what I'm saying? Or what I'm around on a daily basis when he don't know that. You get what I'm saying?
No, I could dig it, but if you think about it though, you know what I'm saying? If you want to be honest and all of that good stuff, man, shaking ass is part of the goddamn culture, man. I mean,
It doesn't.
that's
It
just
doesn't
part of
have
the
to be,
culture. It don't
sir.
have to be about.
Sir, it
Dude,
doesn't
that's
have to
part.
be.
Listen, if everybody want to listen, if everybody want to try and claim, hello, oh, am I fucking up? Wait a minute, what the fuck
Yeah,
is
your
going on?
thing. Hold on. You came back. What you say?
All right, we got action. All right, so I'm saying like, if everybody want to, what happened?
You can
Yo,
keep
go ahead. I'm
going.
laughing.
Oh yeah. So I mean, we talking about everybody talking about African. We got this African descent and all of this good shit. Shaking ass is just part of the culture. You know what I'm saying? From before we
Man,
was born, they was shaking ass.
But that's
sir,
a choice that I choose to shake my ass. My mom didn't teach me to shake my ass. I didn't shake my ass because of cousins and aunts and aunties and shit like that. That was something that I chose to do as an adult is shake my ass.
it's
But
called
I mean,
learned behavior.
man, this is just shaking ass ain't bad though.
It
Motherfuckers is
ain't
dancing.
learned.
It's just
It's
a you.
learned because everybody dance and they have their own way of dancing, true enough. But
It's just dancing.
it's a
Trey, you
choice
out of
though.
line, man.
It's
You
a
out of
Listen,
line
choice.
for
listen.
that example.
I'm
Am
yield.
I a product of my environment too? Because I shake my ass, but I've been in corporate America my entire life.
We
That's
don't know
right.
whether or not if
Talk
you shake
about
your
it.
ass, and I haven't witnessed,
Talk
I
about
haven't
it, boo.
noticed.
Thank you.
She just told you she did. Cut that shit out, Trey. You was
We
out of
don't
line for
know.
that
We
one.
don't know that. We don't know whether or not Miss Brenda be shaking her
But
ass. So
here,
I
It
but
can't.
don't
here's the
matter. She's
But we
thing.
saying it
don't know a
though.
lot of things, so if
But
we don't, oh
here's the
Lord.
thing. I'm not shaking my ass in the middle of a board meeting. I'm not stopping and going, "Hey guys, excuse me, 1 second," and throwing my.
Right. See,
You
Dub,
might should. Hell, you
I
fucking her
think you
catch
need
a
to
tip.
drive down.
Damn, it's like that.
Now that was
Yeah.
ignorant. That was ignorant, sir. Fuck around and catch a tip. That's what's wrong with the
Look,
black community.
look,
This is a goddamn joke, Trey.
it's a
What?
it's a respectful way to have fun. I'm gonna put it that
Preach,
way.
Miss Presley. Go ahead, preach, Miss
Like,
Presley.
it's a respectful way to have fun. I'm not knocking what some women they got the body and the shape and they like to dress a certain way. You just got to know what you're dealing with as a man. See, I don't talk to women too much because I think every woman, her man dictate how she moves. So if you allowing it, I can't knock it. So I talk to men, and speaking from a man point of view, I think it's got to be a respectful way to have fun. If she can't respect me saying, "Nah, I don't want you wearing that tonight," or are you going out with your friend looking like that? Like I like them to dress down. Now if they with me, yeah, you can dress how you want to. You can do it like you want to, because I'm gonna stand in front of you on every corner. But then there comes a problem too now. That's now becoming a problem too, because men don't respect each other the same way. So even if you in that place with that woman and she dressed like that, dog, if you ain't ready to check a nigga, you you probably don't need her dressing like that. If you ain't ready to step.
Big
Pretty
Slim, let's
big
go.
pressure.
Our time, that's a good response. Women, please keep twerking. It's essential. No, I'm
Right.
kidding.
Big Slim,
Yes, ma'am. Salute to you.
salute to you.
Uh, salute to the panel. It's a good subject. I would say that um, it ain't no wrong answer in this. I agree with everybody, and it's actually a mixed answer. When you talk about being a product of your environment, in my mind, like I said in the chat, what is your definition of environment? For me, it's where you are in your life. Period. Whether you're in the hood, whether you're in a shelter, whether you're in a mansion, whether you're in a high class environment or a low class environment, you are in an environment, period. Your home, when you're in a household, and then you might have an abusive situation where your dad is abusive to your mom as a child, that's an environment that you're brought up in. Whether you are a little girl that's in a house of a house full of people, and you have your family members misappropriating you physically, that's an environment that you're in. Whether you have a disabled mom and she can't take care of herself, and you have to grow up quick, that's an environment that you are in. And that's actually the environment I was in. And I am a product of my environment 100%. And I say that because, again, there's bad, of course, that comes from the streets, but there's also good that comes from it. Because there is a sense of discipline that you will get that your mom or dad can't even give you coming up in the streets. You will find out real quick that it's just certain things that you can and can't do in the streets. With that being said, I have been able to make that decision, as Miss Tiara stated earlier, and have the understanding that Big Pressure always talks about, to know if I can sell dope, I can sell anything. And I changed that from selling dope to actually selling a in-demand service that businesses, small and mid-sized, need. From there, I took that to construct a successful business from. But again, that's from a decision I made because of the understanding that I apprehended. So it ain't no wrong or right answer. And I'm actually that y'all are saying all the answers is right. Now, when we're talking about what happens to people, it's a mixture of experiences, decisions in whatever the environment that it happens in. Because you have good and bad that happens in both classes. Now, we can sit here, we hear it all day long where there's more negative in the hood than in a high class environment. But let me bring y'all attention to something. Let us go to where we are in a position in our life trying to better ourselves. We are fighting against a whole lot different when you're suited up and you going into a job interview with a resume and you are going to, let's say, for an example, you're applying for a credit analyst position at Wells Fargo, and you walk in a room with a suit and tie on, with a resume, etc., with other individuals that have more credentials than you and maybe a different skin tone than you.
Yep.
That in itself is a whole nother monster. Now, can you being a product of your environment be an advantage or a disadvantage in certain situations? That's the question you need to say or bring up when you're talking about the unaliving and demise of individuals. Because I would say that over, well, there's a product in the environment. However, there are situations where you may have been placed or placed yourself into a bad situation, which includes a decision, which includes probably little to no understanding, to cause you to have something happen to you, whether it's being unalived, whether it's getting sent to prison, whether it's divorce, whether it's a breakup, whether it's a et cetera, et cetera. However, there's no wrong answer. I mean, I haven't heard the wrong answer from anybody up here.
And can I say this? Like, I feel like that is not necessarily, a bad thing, because I've always considered myself a chameleon, right? Because I feel in your life, like, it requires different sides of you, right? So if I'm in the corporate environment, right, it would dictate that my behavior then assimilates to be in a corporate environment, unless you want to see yourself on the other side of that door unemployed, right? So that means that you behave a certain way. Then you get the parts of me that may have a little bit of the corporate America when I come on YouTube, right? But it's the more funnier, lighter side of me, right, Brenda? And I come out and we talk about different things. And then there might be the friend side of me when I'm on the phone with Kiwi, and we're talking about things, real life and things like that. And then there's a fun side of me, because the same way that I'm in corporate America or on YouTube, when I'm out at the lounge with my girls and we're having fun, I'm a totally different person, right? Because the environment calls for something different, right? It's a more lighter, funner side of me, right? So when
Mhm.
we say that, like, I think we got to be careful, about what we pigeonhole ourselves to, because nobody can pigeonhole me to basically saying that I'm a certain particular way because I decide I want to shake my ass, and not for cash, but because I want to have a little fun. It doesn't make me a product, of anything, like, I'm not that ghetto girl, or I'm not anything particular. It's this moment calls for this, and I'm enjoying myself and I'm doing this particular thing. And in the next moment, I could be something totally different, because I'm versatile enough to know that I can change to meet the needs of the environment. Now, I'm going to say the same thing. If I'm on Flatbush and Caton and I'm crossing by the Doughboys, right? I'm not going to turn into a dough girl. You know what I mean? I'm not going to start selling because you know what I mean? So,
Exactly.
right, it's the parts of us um that we've allowed, ourselves to change into, but that's just, I mean, it doesn't always bode, that term doesn't always bode well. Like, it's
And let's not
Well,
forget Yellow Thunder came from the main stage to the corporate stage too
let's
now. So
go,
come
let's
on.
go.
Let's go, Yellow Thunder.
Here we
Hey,
go.
go
yeah.
ahead, Precious. Go ahead, Precious. Go ahead,
I
Precious.
know
Now,
I've
I,
been
I, I just,
changed.
I just think that sometimes we are trying to be different things in every walk of life. I'm just a man, and I walk that way, and I move that way. I know being a man, I'm a target. I know being a man, I'm a, you know, I know it's vultures. I know it's people out there that want to drain my energy and want to do certain things to me. See, they're just men. They're just a man thinking now. And then when you deal with women, you know, you sort of have to shield them. Like you don't even want to expose them to this lifestyle. Like when you become a real man, you thinking in protection mode. You don't even want people around you to have to go through things you went through or have to
Yeah.
deal with things you have to deal with. It's just man shit. But I don't know. I think women now they get so strong now. They becoming so strong now. This shit we don't know what we can deal with y'all on. It's a blurred line right there now. Like
And that's a
like
fact.
May I interject on that talking point, please?
Absolutely, man. Go ahead.
Well, if the question is why are women so strong nowadays, is a variety of reasons we can boil that down to. But one is because we have learned the art of becoming self-sufficient, and that is
Mhm.
because we have seen more examples of women having to take care of themselves and provide for themselves. So it's not to say that we are in any way equal as far as stature in regards to that of masculine energy or stance, but we do understand the art of the hustle just as much as any male could. Now, it's not to say we're as strong as you physically or that we can do the same things that y'all do, but we're not in the ages where, for example, women were not allowed to work. They were forced to depend on men to take care of the households versus when things changed in society where women were finally allowed to go out into the workforce and take care of themselves. So there's a level of independence that was established from there. Now, if we're talking about how we get to the thought processes in regards to how we handle things and maneuver through, I can say that for especially that of Black women, we have had no choice in some instances but to be that way because sadly, in some instances, we don't have enough of the masculine Black male energy to stand in front of us to fight for us in some instances. So we have become complacent or focused on the idea that we have to defend, protect, and uphold our own moral standard. Now, I know that's not the case for all men, but society has made it to where y'all haven't had to take a seat and sit down or play the background, whether that's involving, the household involvement, as far as you supposed to be the head. Some of y'all aren't the head in this day and age. Some of
Oh
y'all are
boy.
not, calling the shots. And that's not to say that that's a fault. It really depends on the circumstances, but strength comes from within. And that's for
Right.
anyone. In many instances, we have to dig into the depths of our own souls to find strength sometimes. You don't
Mhm.
know how much women have had to endure to even wake up and find the strength to keep going when society knocks us down enough. So
Mhm.
that's my standpoint, the idea of women in strength. We don't necessarily want to be hard all the time.
Sure
We
don't.
do want to be soft, but we have to be in a comfortable situation to feel as if we can be. And I yield the floor to whoever would like to feed off of that.
Oh, wait.
That's so.
6 Dubs, are you in love already?
Shut up, Trey. What is you talking about?
He's a hater. It's hateration in this
What the
dancery.
system looking like for the end of the week, Trey?
Listen, Trey Vlog's name is not in the system. No
All right.
report. That person lied. Period.
Nah, I'm messing with you. Hey man, y'all salute. I got to go though. I'm listening, but I gotta go. I gotta
Are
go.
you almost off? Big
Shit,
Dub?
hell no. I'm
Oh
looking at
man.
I got 7 o'clock.
Oh,
Shit,
okay.
I got
Almost there.
about
Almost there.
5 hours.
You're
Yeah.
getting there. All right.
Already.
Well,
I'm
I'm gonna
listening though,
jump
y'all.
down
Salute
too. I'm
y'all.
Let's
gonna.
hear it.
I would love to totally be in my soft era, but I'm still out in these streets, these New York streets. I'm still working. You know, uh, I still got to take care of myself. I still got to be my own protector. So certain things don't call for ladies to be in that soft era. You know, it's that masculine side of us has to still be out there getting it. So we're not all afforded those same opportunities. And I'm definitely not in the street being being an aggressor. I'm just trying to take care of my day to day. responsibilities. But when women do that, and I think men are aware of it, and when women are in that mode, they're in their masculine energy. So they don't have any
And there's
choice.
a turn off.
Well,
Well,
then
I'm
take
I'm a
care of all of us.
Gonna
Okay.
now
jump down on
now
that
now now
brother because I'm about to
now
say something. I
now,
love y'all,
now
but
me
Okay, Tierra, son of a bitch.
now me just being a masculine man and being married and dealing with a feminine wife and got an 18-year-old daughter and teaching her principles and standards. You see what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
the way I look at things is like just be assertive. As women, be assertive. Tell a man what you expect, what you looking for up
Right.
front. If he don't fulfill, don't be aggressive though. See,
Thank you.
women now are getting aggressive. No, y'all don't need to be aggressive. Women need to be assertive. Let a man know exactly what you expect out of him. And if he don't fulfill, then you move on. Don't spend
Thank
too
you,
much
Miss
time right.
Brenda.
Yeah,
Because
but
that's
Don't
the
do
Trey,
that.
turn
Trey,
off.
but
That's
Trey
the turn
too.
off, Miss Brenda.
I think, and I just said, hey, our time. Hold on, she's coming to the stage. Hey, our time.
I want to say what's up to the panel. I want to say what's up to Miss Kiwi. I want to just salute everyone in the chat. I just want to piggyback off uh, what's been said. It's been a hell of a discussion. I promise you, it's like 3 in the morning. Y'all got me wild. Where
Let's go.
I just want to say I'll piggyback on one thing. You know, black women have been the strongest, most defiant people on the earth since before slavery was even considered. So you can go back in the 1400s, pictures in the 1400s. You got queens, you got tales of kings, but you got mostly queens, and black women are just so strong, and the things that we're going through now as a people is not even a reflection of where we come from. And you know, uh, the raising of our children, and I mean, black women have done so much for us through time, and for us to say that we are a product of our environment because we're not raised right, I think that's just like a cop out, because you got so many people that are out here, and the kids are going buck wild, and the parents are at home working hard as they can, doing what they got to do to raise their kids. Yeah, we might have to work 12 hours a day, 16 hours a day to put food on the table, pay the bills, make sure the kids are good, make sure they go to school. You don't go to school with Air Jordans on, your kids gonna get picked on. You know what I mean? Like, it's a lot of peer pressure that goes on in school that we're not even considering as parents in the household, as we're taking our time and raising these kids and trying to teach them the morals and respects and values that probably we didn't even get when we were kids. You know,
Mhm.
I'm from a single mom house, and my mom had 5 kids. I'm the oldest of 5 kids. I was raised like to be a man since I was 6. Like, I jumped off the porch when I was young. So for somebody to say, "Oh well, we're just these people that our parents are not raising us right, so that's why we go out there and make choices," that's not actually correct. You know what I mean? My mom worked, she went to school, she went to college while we were young, and she did her thing, and she was gone a lot. So yeah, I dabbled in whatever the streets, did however I did. However, my dad wasn't there, but with my kids, I raised all of my kids. I was there for them. I did what I thought I was. It's no handbook to this. Nobody gives us to say, hey, you got to raise your child this way so he'll be this or he'll become that. You have to go out and basically you have to seek your relationship first with the higher power, and then understand how to become a better you in order to be a better example for them, so that when they do go out there and face these peer pressures, they won't succumb to the pressures of the peers. So in saying that, we have to look at what we are not doing more than what we are doing. And what we're not doing is we're not really taking time with our kids, because the focus is not on the children. The focus is for the children, but it's not on the children. So with that being said, is the focus is mainly on money, society, paying the bills, making sure everybody is straight, making sure everybody is good. But the actual well-being of the children, they're not concerned with that because that's not their concern. Their concern is being the person that's not being picked on in school. Their concern is being the person that's got it. Their concern is being, hey, I want that car. Hey, I want that house. Hey, and the people that are telling them, hey, this is how you get it. Go out here and move this pack. You can do that. And they're looking at, well, my mom brought me pro rings, but I want Jordans or British Knights or whatever's in style at that time. You know what I mean?
See,
That's
that's
what we
the
want.
see, that's the thing. That's the reason why I say it's a self issue. All right, everything that's going on right now, we got to deal with us as an individual first. People,
That's right.
we,
That's
us.
true.
Where can we be the problem? Where can we condone certain problems? Or where no, I don't condone shit. I let my kids listen, hear the music and all that, but I talk to them about this shit. I instruct them. I understand what the hell going on. And if you ain't doing the same, you sort of losing. And when it come on the scene of everything else, like growing up, shit, I'm still a learning. I'm a learning person. I'm looking to learn. I ain't trying to look to argue though. Like I know where I draw
Right.
my line. I'm a square. I know where my corners at. I know where my squares stand. I know who I am as a man. So now I know what I want out of life. So I only entertain that type of shit.
So, our time, you just backed up everything I said on the panel from the beginning, right?
Not really, because I disagree with what you said, and I'm gonna be front with you because you said that our kids are products of exactly what their parents teaching us, and if they don't go out there and exemplify that, then they're showing what we have showed them. But that's not true. And I'll tell you a true story. I'll tell you a very true story. I got a son. He's 25 years old now. All right.
Okay.
When he was 17 years old, I was a truck driver. I was a truck driver for 20 years. He was 17 years old. I was in Chicago. I had a dream. I'm from Atlanta. I had a dream that my son got caught breaking into the house. Now, I ain't know nothing about what the hell my son was doing. I was giving my son an allowance. I'm making sure I spend time with my son. I'm gone 3 days a week, but I'm making sure I spend time with my kids. I'm making sure I do everything right. My son was a basketball prodigy. He was looked at by Duke in the 11th grade. He's only 5'3". He was looked at a point guard by Duke in the 11th grade, bro. Like I trained him since he was 4. He was dribbling 2 basketballs since he was 4. Like I really put in work with him. You know what I mean? And I had a dream one night when I was in Chicago, bro. I drove from Chicago to Atlanta. It's a 12-hour drive. I drove in the truck. You don't supposed to drive 11 hours legally. I drove 12 hours to my house. I told my son these words. I said, son, I said, God gave me a dream that you breaking in people's houses. He said, Dad, I wouldn't break in nobody's house. I would never do that. I was giving my son $100 a week at an 11th grade. I was giving him $100 a week allowance. All right. 2 weeks later, I got a call. The police are at my son. They got him surrounded at the very place that I taught him to train basketball at from the time he was 4 years old all the way up to the time he was 14. All right. They surrounded my son. They got him on videotape, breaking in somebody's house, holding a gun to somebody's head, all kind of shit. I never taught him that. However, I gang banged from the time I was 14 years old all the way up till I was 24. You know what I mean? And he knew that. However, when I got kids, I kind of got out of that and kind of transitioned and made my way to be a better man. All right. And to be a man for my children. I didn't know he was doing that. God gave me a dream. I saw it in the dream. I came and I told him, don't do it. 2 weeks later, he got caught for doing it. They offered my son 80 years. This is true fact, bro. I went crazy. I was a real dad, bro. I went crazy, bro. I had a mental breakdown. I mean, literally had a mental breakdown, bro. He did 50. He got 15, do 3. He did 3 years off of that, bro. I ain't never taught him to steal shit. He ain't never had to steal a thing. You know what I mean? Like I've always provided for my kids. I got 5 children and 3 grandchildren, almost 4 in 2 weeks right now. You know what I mean? Like, so I'm a real dad. I'm a real grandfather. I'm a real man. Like I've been a real man for my kids. I've been a stand-up guy because I never had that. My dad was cracked out when I was 6. You know what I'm saying? So for that to be said, he did them 3 years. He did a head up. You know what I mean? He came home a real man. He's expecting his first child now at 25. He's doing great. He's got a better life. And he always say, I know this and I know that. And I told him, son, I knew a lot when I was a boy. But when I was a man, I learned every day. You see what I'm saying? Like we have to understand that, when we know it all, that means we don't know shit. But however, when we can learn off of everything that we adapt to in our environment, we learn that we can go further than we even imagine we can go. So right now he's doing great. He's 25 years old. He's still on probation and all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? But he's getting off of that. He's doing good. And he's living his life. But it's just a fact that I never taught him none of that shit. You know what I'm saying? But it's just a fact of he went to school. He listened to those guys, listened to those girls. He was doing his thing. He did his own thing. That ain't nothing to do with me. I did my part as a father. And I took it hard for a while. I took it real hard because I thought that I had failed. However, I had to come to a point in my life where it's not on us. It's not on us. It's not even an age thing. It's just that when the kids go out, man, they're going to listen to whatever is appealing to them. And we don't know what that is as parents because we're busy working. We're busy trying to take care of them. We're not busy trying to figure out what it is that they're into. We're trying to keep them out of shit. So we're telling them, hey, you can't cuss in the house. You can't smoke weed. You can't do this, you can't do that.
I give them all moral, what they age appropriate for. I give them game on this shit.
I mean,
no. If they age appropriate, I give them game on this shit. Like I let my daughter know that these niggas don't want nothing but some box. All right. I let my little boy know that these gangs and shit, this shit is flawed and it's facade. Nigga, it's all the political is who's who. When you get in the gang, nigga, if you ain't the man, they'll sacrifice your ass. You're nobody. You're nobody. Yeah. None of that shit really matter, nigga. Only thing that matter is what I'm telling you in this house and what I'm standing on, and I'm leading by God. I instill that in them. But after that, man, I don't care. Like at the end of the day, look, if my son raise up and he become rebellious and he don't want to listen to what I'm teaching him, shit, we ain't got to worry about that. I deal with that too. You see what I'm saying? Because I don't play.
Exactly.
I don't play.
Exactly.
Hey,
and that's what he said the other day.
Let me add something to that. AT, man, salute to you on that situation and you and your son making it through that. And it's funny you say that because I mean here's an example. Carter High movie came out a couple years back. 1988, #1 high school football team in the nation. Those boys had D1 scholarships from everywhere. And one problem that they had, they ended up robbing for no reason. Those boys grew up in the part of the cliff where it wasn't that bad. And they had, again, they didn't want for anything. Those boys was pulling up at that time, those boys was pulling up to schools and vets. You know what I'm saying? Nationwide attention. But all those boys got caught up robbing and ended up catching all that time and destroying their lives from what it could have been. And the only one that made it out of all of them through all of that was Jesse Armstead.
Right.
It's crazy. It's crazy how, and that was back then. Looking at it now, the robbing, you're right. You can only hip them on. You can hip your kids on the games on what's going on. Ultimately, they're gonna have to make that decision, as Miss Tiara said up here.
It's on them. It's choices.
They're gonna have to make that decision themselves. And we just gonna have to, as devoted parents, we're gonna have to hope and know that we've instilled what's right into them and know that they're going to do right. But
and
ultimately,
you said the magic word, hope.
Yeah, because ultimately you're not them. They have their own pathway with God that they have to deal with. Just like they got their own pathway to avoid the devil also. With me
Big
and me
fact.
personally,
Big fact.
with my little boys, I'm a gang affiliate. I'm a gang member now. My kids know that, but we're not in the hood no more. I know that's a major factor for why I moved from the clip, is to allow my kids the opportunity to be able to be whatever they are put on here to be without any outside influence. Now, where I'm at right now, it really ain't no different, because we're dealing with a different animal out here in the rural area. And y'all can pretty much put in your head and know where I'm going with this. However, I still can and have instilled proactive chivalry, decision making, and all that, and especially my youngest boy. It worked out, thank God, with the help of God. It worked out for my oldest daughter. It worked out for my oldest son. By the way, AT, my oldest son, truck driving. He truck driving.
Okay.
Let's go.
And my little ones is talented and gifted, and all this is blessings from God.
Exactly.
I don't know where the smarts came from, but they got it, and I have to protect that opportunity to where they can be whatever they want to be without any outside influence. Because we all know that no matter what happens, there's outside influences away from the house, away from us, and they have to make that decision on what to do, what not to do, and or not listen to what we instilled in them. Because I'm gonna tell you, it's one thing to know about gangs and all of this, but it's another thing to walk down the street or be at school and your other people to have heard about your family. And that I didn't want. I didn't want my kids to go to school or be at the mall somewhere and somebody say, "Oh, I know your daddy woo to woo to woo my uncle back in the day." That ain't they baggage to bear. So with that being understood, let me do at least this much to help ensure that they are focused on what they need to be focused on. Now, at the same time, though, I will say there is a disadvantage by not growing up in the hood, because there, like I said, it's shit that you learn in the hood and in the streets that only you can learn there. And I believe it's beneficial to anybody that's there growing up in the area, because it's definitely beneficial for me. However, with the times changing, you can hip them on the game, but are we hipping them on to the right game? You got some people out there that ain't hipping them on to the right game. You got people being hipping them on to bad game too. And
Right.
they might not be coming from just you. It might not come from you. It could be coming from partners, homeboys are there. It could be coming from the TV. It could be coming from.
Slump.
Go ahead.
I mean, Slump, I'm gonna be real with you. Like the idea approach to things is to have your kids under your roof, dog, as a man. Like that's the ideal approach to striving to success and to be able to build generational wealth and to be able to control society and your community and your culture, is having your kids under your roof. All right.
Yeah.
When you when you got baby mamas and baby daddies, I'm telling you, it caused a problem. I'm gonna be real with y'all.
Hey, you speaking
Cause
facts,
them
fam.
kids,
You speaking facts, bro.
them kids be torn. They be torn by what their mama telling them and what their daddy telling them. No. And kids under one roof who know daddy is supreme and mama make and she matters more than daddy. You know what I'm saying? That's how
Right.
it
Speaking
really
facts.
works.
I
That's
agree.
how it really works. Daddy is
I-
supreme, but mama matter more than daddy. Mama
Yeah.
matter more than everybody than daddy.
And
But daddy is
I'm gonna add. I'm glad you said that, because you took the words out of my mouth. You right about exactly what you said at first. We want our kids with us. I'm a single father. I got all of mine with me. I raised all of them together.
Big ups.
The negative side of this is Mama died when she had the last one, which caused me to raise the kids and all. You see what I'm saying? So you got picture when you eliminate one obstacle, you got another one to deal with. And I'm telling you, dealing with it's. Give me a second. I ain't trying to trip. It's fucked up for your kids to wake up and want to know what happened to their mom. And to have that type of conversation with them, you can't help but to be real, which takes me back to my childhood when I had to grow up quick. You can't have but that type of conversation with them, no matter how young they are. Whenever they come to you with the question, you got to come with it. And it's a reassuring thing, though, because it's going to continuously pop up throughout their growth. It's a whole nother animal, man. I might not be dealing with gang shit. I might not be dealing with this and that, but I am dealing with award ceremony and mama ain't there and watching my kids cry on a stage holding their trophies. And I know what they're crying about. It hurts. That's a whole nother animal.
Yeah.
That's a whole nother animal. And I guess I'm saying this, I know that I was gonna have that issue and that issue with self as a booger bear. So I guess when you say, yeah, you want your kids with you under your roof, that situation made me leave Cliff. I mean, I'm being honest. Because I got to thinking about it. At first I was like, man, I'm not gonna leave, I ain't gonna never leave because this is Oak Cliff is my hood. However, when it ain't about you no more and you realize that, oh shit, you gonna do whatever you gotta do.
Yeah. Yeah, I was the father at 17, bro. So I get it. You know what I mean? And I couldn't even imagine. Condolences, bro, because I couldn't even imagine not having the strong, you know what I mean, the strong feminine foundation of a mother that they have, bro. I couldn't even imagine. So condolences, bro. I swear, man. My heart goes out to you, man, because I can't even imagine what you've been through.
I appreciate it. I ain't never told nobody. I be trying.
Yeah, I appreciate that, bro. That was heartfelt.
It's certain situations that we all go through as brothers, and especially coming on YouTube, we try to be positive and sharing our experiences in hopes that it'll reach somebody that for the better, because you never know what people on here or in life are going through. And I guarantee you it's something that you've been through in your past that you can help somebody with right now, whether it's what you're going through currently or what you've been through in the past, whether it's a recent situation that you recently handled or whether it's the past situation. I tell you, it's crazy. But when we're talking about a predator, go ahead, person.
No, Slum, I ain't mean to cut you out, bro. I promise you I didn't. I just wanted to ask you a question, like, cause it's for me. Like I sort of struggle. Like I know how to, like, you know what I'm saying? I could put my energy and my emotions in the shit, and then I could take my heart out of everything. Like you can have my energy, my emotion, you can have all of it, but my heart down there. So you know what I'm saying? Like a lot of times I be sort of like in the internet world, that's how I deal. I'm gonna be real. Like the way that I've been taught and the way the game is, my heart ain't in that shit, dog. Like my energy and emotions and sometimes my attention, you know what I'm saying, get there. But it be like, nah, I can't even let my heart get there. My heart is at home. My heart is what I really, really live in my everyday life. And I didn't even know that about you though, Slum. I ain't know that that's how that situation went down, like how you became a
that's
single parent, man, and I salute to you, bro. Like that's some stand up shit, and that's the type of shit that make real men real men. Like to be able to, you know what I mean, not fold when the shit get tough. When shit get tough, you don't fold. That's a real man for me, and I salute to you, bro. For real.
yeah. It brought it on out from what AT just said when his son got sentenced all those years and he went crazy. I had a flashback.
Yeah, it does, man.
That
With these
moment,
kids, bro.
I feel it. I agree, and I understand. I understand that. I understand how that feels. Not
Yeah.
from a standpoint of your situation, but
Right.
that moment for me was that. I mean, goddamn, that I can only imagine. Some people don't make it, brother.
Yeah.
You know, you got people that hit those situations and go plumb loco and never recover.
Yeah.
And as a result of that decision, others around him lives are altered because of it. And it's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, it was crazy because my son walked off the stage to graduate. He graduated high school that Friday night at 8 o'clock, bro, and had to turn himself in to go to prison for 3 years at 7 o'clock that Saturday morning. You know what I mean? Like, so I listen, bro, listen to the guy that to the guy that was on here, Trey, talking about, you know what I mean? Like, hey, man, you know, you raise them in the environment. No, bro, listen. I was raised in Carver Homes in Atlanta, bro. That was one of the toughest. Carver Home, Techwood Homes, that was one of the toughest housing projects in Atlanta, bro. Like, I was raised in that, and I came out. I'm a successful businessman myself. I was a truck driver for 20 years. I'm a freight broker now. I got a successful business. I got, you know what I mean? I got my shit together. However, that ain't mean nothing to those kids, bro. Like, that don't have nothing to do with raising no kids. Your success, I don't care if you're a billionaire, you get up to the top of the charts and you put these kids in 10 mansions and have them a playroom that's, you know, a tree house that's built, you know, in the Everglades forest. It don't matter. Like,
And don't
these
make
kids
up for
gonna
that
do what
time.
they gonna do, bro. They gonna do what they
Well,
gonna do,
I'm
and
on.
that's it.
Yeah, and I will say that they will do what they gonna do, but just giving your kids all the best of everything, it do not equivalent to quality time and talking to your kids. Nigga, that shit is valuable. That's more valuable than any money you can ever make. And any lifestyle you can ever give your kids. Talking to them right now about what really go on is more valuable. And that's what I do now. Like now, I talk to my kids about the truth. Whatever age appropriate, nigga, ain't shit off the table. If they want me to open up the books on household budgets, nigga, we gonna open up the books if you want to challenge it.
Well, I'll tell you
You know
what I
what I
told
mean?
my
That's just the
daughters
way
when
I
they were.
move.
I'll tell you what I told my daughters. I got 2 daughters, and both of them are college graduates. They're professionals. They're doing their thing. You know what I mean? Like, so I got 5 kids, 4 of them over 18, and I got 3 college graduates and 4 high school diplomas out of that. I got one that's 5 years old. He's in kindergarten, and I'm expecting the best things out of him too. So, you know what I mean? Like, it's for me. I'm proud as a father. You know what I mean? Because even after all the disparity, you know what I mean, I still got, like I said, 4 high school diplomas on my wall right now for all my kids, and I got 3 college diplomas on my wall right now for my kids. So I'm cool. You know what I mean? Because the one thing that I taught them was, you got to have your relationship right with God. That's gonna be the ultimate key. I'm just a vessel. I'm here to show you what a man looks like. That's all I'm here to do. I'm here to show you what a man looks
Big
like and to
fact.
give you everything
Big
that I
fact.
got, that God put in me. Now, what you got to get out of your life is what God put in you. So how you gonna find that is not by what I tell you. It's not by what somebody else tell you. It's by what you pray and what you believe and that you can do, and that's within you. And that's what I put in my kids. You know what I'm saying? That's what I give to them, and I have to let it go. You know what I'm saying? After that, you have to let it go.
Yeah, we gotta establish strong foundations though. I'm
Exactly.
gonna tell y'all now. Now that's that foundation. What you can
Exactly.
instill in your kids at an early age, that's the foundation of their child.
Yeah.
Now, if you show them the wrong thing too early, you done established a messed up foundation. But
Yeah.
yeah, that's the foundation. We gotta get that right. Like in our culture, in our community, in our people. We gotta establish that foundation, man. You can't be letting anything fly.
Exactly.
Agree.
Yeah, you know
Agree.
that, and that's one thing I just want to agree with y'all on, man, and to tell y'all about, the black women have been strong since, what I mean, since the black man have been, what I mean, since they have perceived the black man as being weak, I should say. However, we are not, and that's just something that they want to put in the database that say, we are inferior. However, we as a people are not inferior. So therefore, we have to understand that we have to stand up as the kings and queens that we are, and we have to raise our children to the best of our ability, and the best of our ability is to teach them to have a relationship with God first, and then everything else come last. I just want to bless everybody, man. Salute everybody. It's like, I don't know, 3, 4 in the morning. I'm still crunk. I think I might go to the store and see if I can get me something else to drink or something. I don't know. But I mean, this is great. This was a great conversation, man. I mean, y'all got
Right
me
on.
crunk, bro. Like I'm at the club.
Can y'all hear me?
Yes,
Yeah, I'm
ma'am.
out. I appreciate everybody. One love.
Salute to you.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Salute to you, AZ.
Oh, Big Slum, you a phenomenal father, my guy.
Thank you. You are a phenomenal mother yourself.
That
I I'm gonna go ahead and get down. I gotta get myself together. Salute to you, Trey. Kiwi, I appreciate you having me up. Salute to the family in the chat as usual.
Yeah, salute to you. Keep being the man you is, my guy. You is strong, and he's strong. He is really strong. And to all the men on the panel tonight, I really appreciate y'all coming out and coming up and expressing yourselves and like some real men. We had a panel full of men tonight over here in the Kiwi factory. I'm talking about grown ass men. They know how to hold a conversation, know how to express themselves. That was phenomenal. Salute to you too, Trey. But I really enjoyed this conversation tonight. I think this is just a topic that can go on and on and on and on. But again, we had a panel full of awesome men, and to salute to the women, my beautiful ladies who came up, Miss Brenda and Miss Tiara. They came up, and I really appreciate all the conversation tonight. It was a lot. It was a lot. D Shep, salute to you, bruh. Salute to you. You had some good statements down there in the comment. I know I was kind of quiet, but I was actually working and doing some tracing towards the end of the live. But yeah, Trey, D Shep, John Columinati, he had some good statements. Everybody had great opinions, and for the most part, I feel like our people, have some decency just based off this panel tonight. You hear me? So, thank you. I'm just gonna say Tom, okay? Because I don't want to get it wrong, right? So thank you. Yes, it was a great topic, and I thank you too. You had fun. You had great points, great key points down there in that chat today. Otto. I can't forget about my guy Otto. He had great points. Grantman 502. Salute. You ain't been over here in a while, man. Where you been? Salute to you, baby. But yeah, I appreciate the conversation. We've been out here for like 2 hours, 10 minutes. I'm about to get back in this lab. Don't be a product of your environment. Hell, aim for the stars. The sky is the motherfucking limit. Okay. We out of here, y'all. But you some. Yeah. Oh, and before we go, let me go and get that out. Let me get this out of my system. Let me get this up out of my system, y'all. Yes, it's a thing. Look, Miss Brenda, I'm stealing your shit. It's a thing. Yeah, going on over there in Paradise Island over there with Brenda with the shits. She's having a high heel shoe contest at 8 p.m. January the 20th. Be there or be motherfucking squared. You hear me? We are looking for contestants. So any contestants, you are more than welcome. All is welcome. don't hesitate to, drop a comment on a video or even on her community wall. And let it be known that you getting in that thing to win some money. Yes, don't drop down. Let her know on the community wall that you want to be a part of the contest. Money, cash prizes will be available. Also, the pot is constantly growing, slowly but surely it's growing. Okay, so if you want to donate to the cause and to the movement of the high heel shoe contest over at Paradise Island with Miss Brenda with the shits, you hit her cash out, Integrity03. That's INTEGRITY-YO3. That's the cash out. Hit it, and hit it again. And yeah, we're gonna have a good time over there. Y'all make sure y'all come out, share her out, be supportive, show some support or something positive that's going on over here in the Mo3 sector. You hear me? But now that it's done, out the way, Kiwi is about to get the hell up out of here. Trey most likely fell asleep on this panel. Let me kick him the hell from my goddamn panel. Y'all, I gotta get him the hell out of here. Trey, you ain't gotta go home, but you gotta get the hell out of here, buddy. Remove. Look, I'm kicking his ass. Kick! No, I'm just playing. I love Trey. Salute to you, Trey. Thank you for coming. Yeah, we out of here, y'all. Salute to y'all. Y'all stay safe. Make sure y'all have a blessed Saturday. Enjoy. If y'all are in Dallas, Texas, y'all know we having a very supposedly, the weather people. Yeah, the weather people, they're saying that we are gonna have some wintry mix and some shit gonna be going on starting tomorrow and Monday or some shit like that. The Cash App. Okay, thank you, D Ship. My God. Thank you. Yeah, we're gonna have some kind of major wintry mix. So tomorrow Kiwi will be out going to go get her some stew meat and just some shit to make sure we prepare for whatever is to bring up here, man. And yeah, y'all stay warm and salute to y'all. God bless and blessings to everyone. Y'all make this year better than it was last year. Happy New Year. I'm at this motherfucker. Good night.